Lin Jianguo is dressed in the world of film and television dramas. After moving into a quadrangle, activating the diary system, writing a diary carefully can earn rewards. In this era of scarcity of food and clothing, Lin Jianguo had originally planned to eat and drink well, and live his childhood peacefully. But he found that his travels seemed to have produced a butterfly effect, and the courtyard could never be peaceful. On the day of Qin Huairu's engagement, Leng Buding kicked Jia Dongxu directly. Director Bai Ling visits the courtyard every 3 days and every 2, which scares the beasts and animals back to normal. Huizhen and Chen Xueru, these 2 business prodigies, have both gone crazy and want to buy this courtyard house. Qiunan is the most annoying. At a young age, just graduated from medical school, I run into the hospital every day and see everyone saying they are sick and need treatment. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. Widow's Life. This marriage is regretful. Seeking. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In the early winter of the 52nd year, at 95, Nanluoga Lane, Kyoto, a courtyard house. This is the second time Qin Huairu has come to this courtyard. Unlike before, today there is also my father. I have arranged a marriage with the Jia family in the morning, and I can go to collect the certificate in the afternoon. At the entrance of the courtyard, Qin Huairu couldn't help feeling a little nervous. The Jia family consists of 3 pairs of employees, plus one who is skilled in handicrafts and can sell shoes. This condition is considered very good even in the city. She is a rural girl. If she can marry into the Jia family, it can be considered as her climbing high. Oh my! Just as she entered the courtyard, Qin Huairu slipped and fell. When she regained her senses, she found an extra notebook at her feet, with several gilded letters written on it. Lin Jianguo's diary, Qin Huairu's copy. What kind of thing? How could it have its own name on it? What's wrong with you? Why are you so reckless? Get up quickly. No. Dad, I slipped on this notebook when I stepped on it. A notebook? What notebook? Didn't you knock your head off just now, did you? Speaking, Qin Yucheng stepped forward and pulled Qin Huairu up. At this moment, Qin Huairu really felt that her brain might have been knocked out. Qin Yucheng is now standing on that notebook, but it is being penetrated like a phantom. Qin Huairu doesn't believe in evil, but she can feel the existence of the notebook when she steps on it. Oh my! It must be my in-laws. Come here so early. Come and sit at home. Jia Zhang met from a distance. Dad, that. I need to go to the restroom first. When I need to pee, you go first. Speaking, Qin Huairu picked up the diary on the ground and fled out of the courtyard as if looking for a place with no one to stand against. Qin Huairu opened her diary. As expected, as soon as we arrive at the courtyard house, it will be online. Sigh. I'm about to take off. The only regret is that if I had come a few days earlier, I might have been able to cut off a hand at Qin Huairu. Now that someone says they are engaged, let's forget about it. How could I lack women as a grand passerby? I don't necessarily have a crush on Qin Huairu. This woman looking at the words in the diary. Qin Huairu was confused. Is Tongzi online? One hand. The leader of the walkthrough. Can't match him. What the hell are these things? I just met Jia Dongxu, a short-lived ghost, when I went to the bathroom. I found out that he doesn't have curly hair. His son Jia Yuan is a natural curler when he reaches adulthood, but he is not. This indicates that Bang Ji, also known as Jia Ji, is not his own son. It is obvious that Qin Huairu has stolen someone. Poor Jia Dongxu passed away young, not even knowing that he was helping others raise their children until his death. Qin Huairu was so shocked by these shocking and vulgar words that she quickly closed her diary with a bang. Pooh! Young death. Bang Gung, Jia Gung. Stealing someone. This lunatic dares to spread rumors behind his back, we can't spare him. After glancing around without anyone, Qin Huairu continued to look down, wanting to see what kind of ivory this lunatic could spit out. Yan Jiquang, the third son of Yan Bugui's family in the front yard, is about to be born in the next few days. I really don't know what Yan Laokai thinks. He's so calculating and desperately trying to survive, after raising a child but refusing to take good care of it. In the end, we have raised a group of calculating white-eyed wolves like him. Just as I saw this, there was a sudden sound of hurried footsteps coming from beside me. Hurry up, I heard the midwife has arrived and the Yan family is about to give birth. With a lively atmosphere, Qin Huairu temporarily put down her diary and followed along. As soon as she entered the courtyard, Qin Huairu heard a burst of baby crying. Then Yan Bugui walked out with a spring breeze on his face. Thank you for your concern, mother and son are safe, you are a chubby kid again. Congratulations to teacher Yan for giving birth to your son. What is the name of this child? My family is also about to give birth, and I will learn from you how to name it. I haven't figured out the name in advance, let me think about it. Yan Bugui took 3 steps and shook his head, saying. That's it. It's called Yan Jiquang, and the word Quang implies openness, representing a broad future for this child. Qin Huairu was taken aback when she heard the name and quickly opened her diary to check, is this in prophecy? Wait. Time travel. Can it be said that this person named Lin Jianguo has traveled through time, from the future to the present? This is too unbelievable, isn't it? Huairu, so you're here. Jia Dongxu rushed up from behind with a face full of spring breeze. Hurry up and come home with me, everything has been agreed upon. Don't wait until after lunch, let's pack up and go get the certificate. Someone next to me heard it and immediately shouted loudly. Your courtyard is really full of happy events today. There are also a couple of newlyweds going to collect their certificates today. Yo, this girl must be Qin Huairu, she looks really handsome. No wonder Jia Dongxu hasn't been able to drink enough tea these days. Who said it's not right? She's really talented and beautiful, and now the entire Nanluogu lane belongs to her most beautiful. Jia Dongxu is happy to hear people praise Qinhuai more than to praise himself. Wait a moment, I'll ask you something first. Qin Huairu paused and said. If you have a son in the future, what name do you want to give him? As soon as these words were spoken, there was an immediate commotion around. I haven't received my certificate yet, so I'm going to have a baby soon. Ha ha ha. Look at how thoughtful this daughter.in.law is. Think of a name in advance, not everyone has the ability of teacher Yan to come up with a good name in just 3 steps. Amidst the laughter of the crowd, Jia Dongxu spoke loudly. Jia Gung. If you have a son in the future, your name will be Jia Gung and your nickname will be Bang Gung. Qin Huairu was completely stunned upon hearing these words. The fact is that she can't help but not believe it. Huairu, what's wrong with you? Qin Huairu raised her diary in her hand, but Jia Dongxu couldn't see anything. But at this moment, a line of gilded small characters appeared out of thin air in the diary. The diary content cannot be shared with anyone, otherwise it will directly erase the mind. After reading this line of small characters, it was immediately burned, as if it had a magical power deeply imprinted in the heart of Qin Huairu. Huairu. Don't you like the name I gave you? Qin Huairu looked at Jia Dongxu's heart rate and quickly turned, gritting her teeth and saying in a deep voice. I really don't like it. Giving such an unpleasant name means you're just an embroidered pillow. I won't get married anymore, you can find someone else. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 2. Qin Huairu, are you sick? You take a liking to him. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Cousin, get up quickly. It's too itchy to sunbathe your butt. Lin Jianguo pushed away the cheap little cousin riding on her face in a daze and smiled, saying, "Don't make a fuss, let me sleep for a while longer. It has been 2 full months since I traveled to this world of film and television. He only slept soundly last night." Lin Jianguo wore it directly. The unlucky guy who was replaced by him is also called Lin Jianguo. They are almost identical in appearance. Lin Jianguo managed to survive by falling onto that unlucky person. As soon as the unlucky guy was buried, a group of people ran over and saved Lin Jianguo as the unlucky guy. Lin Jianguo didn't explain much, after all, he also needs a suitable identity to live well. At this moment, a letter arrived from the distant Kyoto. Uncle couldn't hold on anymore, so he quickly went to Kyoto to inherit the family business and help take care of his little cousin. Along the way, Lin Jianguo deeply realized what 3 days of hunger and 9 meals mean. In this era of scarcity, stuttering is not an easy task. It wasn't until yesterday when Lin Jianguo stepped into the courtyard gate and finally went online with his long-awaited tonga that he completely relaxed. Last night, after writing his diary, he received a critical strike reward with luck as a beginner. A constitution pill and a full-level hunting skill. I originally wanted to sleep soundly again, but there were loud noises from across the street. Where can I still sleep here? Thinking back to last night when he promised Qiunan to cook something delicious for her today, Lin Jianguo jumped out of bed with just one bone. With this movement, his bones burst out with a burst of beans like crisp sound. "Big cousin, you're really amazing." Anan applauded wildly, looking admiring. Lin Jianguo smiled and said, "This is nothing, there are so many places where brother is powerful. Big cousin, come and dress me up quickly. It sounds so lively outside. I want to go and take a look." Lin Jianguo is a bit picky. He really hasn't served children before. Last night he thought about this issue, and it was not convenient for him to take care of a little girl alone. We need to find a woman to take care of Qiunan, even if we have a servant first. This matter needs to be resolved as soon as possible. He smelled it when he slept last night. Qiunan hasn't taken a shower for at least a month and has lice on his body. Thinking of this, Lin Jianguo couldn't help but scratch his itchy scalp. We need to get some money as soon as possible. Finding someone to take care of Anan for food and clothing, all of which urgently require money. Uncle has spent all his money on medical treatment all year round, leaving only this 3-bedroom east wing in the front yard. At this moment, An's stomach began to rumble. Lin Jianguo clumsily went to help Anan put on clothes. "Let's go, cousin will take you to make something delicious." At that moment, Grandma Wang, who lived in the adjacent ear room, walked in with her little granddaughter and pushed the door open. They brought 2 bowls of corn congee. Qiunan was really hungry, so she picked up the bowl and finished it in one breath. Grandma Wang's family is one of the few humane families in the courtyard. Thanks to their family's care these days, Qiunan is not going hungry and has no problems. "Thank you, Grandma Wang." Lin Jianguo was also polite. After thanking him, he drank congee. Putting down the bowl, Lin Jianguo directly shouldered Qiunan and went out to watch the excitement. Just now he had already noticed Qin Huairu in the center of the crowd. As soon as I approached, I heard a burst of booing from the crowd. "What's going on? Are you joking? Just give me a name, and I won't do this kiss anymore." The names Bang Gung and Jia Gung are more cultured than Iron Egg or Dog Egg, right? TSK, this girl is probably serious about this. Shouldn't there be another secret? I've lived this old age, and for the first time, I've heard someone say that marrying a name would ruin the marriage. At this moment, Jia Dongxu was awkwardly frozen in place, his face turning red. Embroidered pillow. No one has ever commented on him so much since he was so old. Still in public. No. Huairu, are you joking too much? Who's joking with you? From now on, let's just pretend we haven't met before. Qin Huairu's tone was cold, and her resolute gaze pierced Jia Dongxu's heart like a steel needle, leaving his mind instantly blank. What situation is this? Standing behind the crowd, Lin Jianguo felt a moment of shock. Is it possible that the butterfly effect was caused by one's own appearance? Why did these two go their separate ways? Qin Huairu is now 18 years old, with a childish expression on her face and no expression of the pitiful little Bailian in the original drama. On the contrary, the allure between her eyebrows and eyes is much stronger than in the original drama. What do you mean, Qin Huairu? Jia Dongxu's face turned pale, and his tone suddenly increased, his voice trembling slightly as he said. We have already given all the dowry money at home, why did you go so early? Did you kick me now? Intentionally embarrassing me in front of the big guy, right? Qinhuai Ruzheng didn't know how to refute, so she heard Qin Yucheng shout. Son.in.law, what's wrong with this? Son.in.law, I don't have a son.in.law like you. Jia Dongxu was so angry that he said incoherently. If Qin Huairu doesn't explain this matter clearly today, I won't get married either. No need for further explanation, the nearby discussions have already made Qin Yuhua understand what's going on. You dead girl. Qin Yuhua gritted his teeth and said. Before I kill you, apologize to your son.in.law as soon as possible. No. Dad, Qin Huairu is panicking. It's also her fault for speaking too perfectly about Jia Dongxu before. She kicked him out just by naming him, which is really hard to justify. But the content of the diary cannot be mentioned. We need to find a completely convincing excuse. Thinking of this, Qin Huairu suddenly noticed a young man standing out in a crowd carrying a little girl. This young man has bright eyes, white teeth, sword eyebrows, and starry eyes, indescribably handsome. Dad, I don't think Jia Dongxu is worthy of me. I want to find a tall, powerful, and handsome man like him. Everyone followed the direction of Qin Huairu's fingers and saw Lin Jianguo at a glance. That tall man's height, strong physique, and handsome face are really beyond Jia Dongxu's expectations in terms of appearance. Seeing the people comparing him to Lin Jianguo in their eyes, Jia Dongxu became angry and embarrassed. Are you sick? Take a liking to him. Is it useful to look good? Can it be eaten as a meal? Do you know what kind of goods Lin Jianguo is? The mountain and wild villager who only entered the city yesterday. He knows nothing but hunting. How many mountains are there in Kyoto? What a stupid woman. She's crazy. Marry him. I'll wait and see you both starve to death together. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Did Chapter 3 provoke you? Jia family, wait and see. You are listening at novelfull.audio. No. I just watched the excitement, did I provoke you or provoke you? Appearance is combat effectiveness, understand? If you look ugly, why don't you allow others to be handsome? What? If you dare to stare at me again, give it a try. I am a villager from Shanai village, but I am not as civilized as the people in your city. Lin Jianguo tilted his head and stared down at Jia Dongxu, feeling a strong sense of oppression. Jia Dongxu pouted, but dared not speak out to refute, and his eyes also glanced elsewhere. Do you still have the courage to look down on others like this? What's wrong with not many mountains? Just without mountains, my family can still live 8 times more prosperous than yours in the future, do you believe it? Why are you so ignorant of human relationships and worldly wisdom? Jia Zhang hurriedly walked up from behind and pulled Jia Dongxu behind. My son just said a few difficult words because he was in a bad mood. Why are you holding on to him? If your wife kicks you and says other men are handsome in front of you, how do you feel? Can't you understand? What kind of nonsense is this? It's truly her Jia Zhang. Lin Jianguo joked. It's not his fault to look ugly, but this matter has nothing to do with me, why should I understand? Besides, it was her daughter.in.law who kicked him, not me. If he were to marry a wife and give me some time, I wouldn't be unable to comfort him when he was kicked out. You. Unfortunately, Lao Jia has not yet ascended to heaven, and Jia Zhang has not yet learned the most powerful soul-summoning technique. She widened her eyes in anger and said angrily. What a wild villager. I don't even talk about civilization. How dare someone like you boast that you are 8 times better than my family? Hurry up and dream. There's everything in the dream. Let's just wait and see. But I advise you to take Jia Dongxu home and go to bed as soon as possible. Countless beautiful wives are waiting for him. Jia Zhang was so angry that her whole body trembled with fat. Mother-in-law, this matter. Kiss what mother? Immediately refund me the dowry money. Jia Zhang roared angrily at Qin Yucheng. Your daughter is a great Buddha, and our Jia family cannot tolerate her. Go wherever you like. No, there's something to say. Give me the money. Jia Zhang let out a scream, which frightened Qin Yucheng and quickly took out 5 yuan. Qin Huairu breathed a sigh of relief when she saw that the dowry had been returned. However, the angry eyes that followed made her heart flutter again. She never expected that, just looking for a reason, she would just catch Lin Jianguo, this mysterious traveler. Isn't this any special fate? After thinking for a moment, if it weren't for Lin Jianguo's special diary, I would probably have been on my way to collect the certificate with Jia Dongxu now. He probably wasn't sent by heaven to save me, was he? Can this be a predetermined marriage? At the thought of this, Qin Huairu's heart couldn't help but beat wildly. Looking at Lin Jianguo again, his gaze had changed, and he only felt that his fierce appearance was really powerful and beautiful. Here we go. Jiangshan is easy to change, nature is hard to change. Qin Huairu's pitiful and delicate gaze was like a flourishing white lotus. Don't do this with me. Lin Jianguo tilted his mouth and said. Use me to block the gun, this is not over. Lin Jianguo's idea is very simple. Qin Huairu is someone who can endure hardship and take care of others. Taking care of an is definitely effective. This ready-made candidate doesn't need to ride a donkey to find a horse. If you can improve your character after a period of investigation, you can also consider living for a long time. After all, one hand, what's going on? Qin Yucheng apologized and sent Jia Zhang away, turning around with a dark face and saying. I haven't reached out to you yet, so did the villain first report and falsely accuse someone? Just now, why didn't you step out or say a few words less? Our marriage may still have room for maneuver. Is this a free attack mode? Lin Jianguo glanced down at Qin Yucheng from a high position and said. I don't know if you're right or wrong, but you're really annoying. What's going on? I'm being ridiculed for no reason, but can I still accept it willingly? If you can handle this, I might as well bow down and admit my mistake to you. Come on, listen carefully. Do you think Qin Huairu got to know me for the first time? We've been secretly communicating on music for a long time. She wanted to step on 2 boats before, but today I forced her to make a choice. Is this the good girl you taught me? Nonsense. Qin Yucheng was so angry that he took off directly. He jumped up and pointed at Lin Jianguo's nose, saying fiercely. You spread rumors. You ruin people's reputation. I want to sue you. Don't listen to his nonsense, big guy. My daughter is innocent, she dares to do anything out of line, I killed her long ago. Hee. Lin Jianguo smiled calmly and said. Don't jump out either. You should also say a few words less. I only knew the pain when the whip hit me, right? You. You. Qin Yucheng finally realized that Lin Jianguo was retaliating against him for this kind of thing. But is this the same thing? Those present may know Lin Jianguo's malice. Is this going to spread outside the courtyard? Everyone criticizes gold. This is a matter of lifelong happiness for girls. The more I think about Qin Yucheng, the more I feel shocked. Why don't we clarify this matter today? Qin Huairu will never marry a good family in her lifetime. The face of the old Qin family will also be ruined. Thinking of this, Qin Yucheng's blood was completely aroused, rolling up his sleeves and going all out with Lin Jianguo. Dad! What are you doing here? Qin Huairu rushed forward and grabbed Qin Yucheng, saying to the unsurprising death. Lin Jianguo is right. We've already gotten along. What? Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 4. Qin Huairu riding donkey to find horses. What a coincidence. You are listening at novelfull.audio. As soon as Qin Huairu said these words, the people around her dropped their chins all over the ground. Even Lin Jianguo opened his mouth wide. Isn't it so bloody? The halo of the traveler. Does Tonga provide benefits? Is Qin Huairu's brain really broken? Didn't you dig your own pit and jump on your own? This matter is easy to say but not pleasant to hear. If it gets out, wouldn't it be that the famous grass has its own owner? How can we attract bees and butterflies to secretly open the harem in the future? Seeing that Lin Jianguo's gaze was not good enough to look at him, Qin Huairu mustered up the courage and her gaze did not retreat. She has made up her mind to eat Lin Jianguo. Others don't know his background, but she, who holds a diary, has a clear door. He is a time-traveling tycoon who knows the future well. Such a good match, how can he miss it? I hesitated before and was worried that regretting on the day of engagement would damage my reputation and make it difficult to find my husband's family in the future. I never expected that Lin Jianguo would say something like secretly sharing music with her at this moment. What are you hesitating about? Riding a donkey to find a horse. Stop looking, just ride him. Lin Jianguo saw Qin Huairu's firm gaze and raised his eyebrows, asking. Are you sure? Qin Huairu nodded without hesitation and emphasized the importance. Lin Jianguo sneered in his heart, today is the first time he has experienced the power of Qin Huairu. But only this once. Dare to trick me, young master. I have the highest human physique. There are times when you cry and shout for mercy from your parents. The two of them had a brief exchange of eyes, but in Qin Yucheng's eyes, they were full of flirtation. Raising such a shameless daughter, the face of the old Qin family has been ruined by him. From now on, he's afraid his spine will be punctured by someone. You damn girl. See if I can't kill you. Qin Yucheng raised his hand and slammed it hard. Lin Jianguo lightly grasped Qin Yucheng's wrist. Qin Huairu took the opportunity to hide behind Lin Jianguo without showing her head, which made Qin Yucheng shake his hand and roar angrily. Just pretend I've never given birth to this dead girl. From now on, you are not allowed to return to the Qin family, otherwise I will break your leg. After shouting, Qin Yucheng angrily left directly. Qin Huairu stood in place with a disappointed expression. It seems that Qin Yucheng didn't expect to speak so harshly. The crowd dispersed amidst pointing and poking. Jia Dongxu leaned against the aisle of the courtyard, his eyes fixed on the backs of Qin Huairu and Lin Jianguo. He saw and heard all the changes just now. Qin Huairu is being played too harshly by this slut. Lin Jianguo hates him even more for taking away his wife. Dongxu, calm down. Jia Zhang saw that Jia Dongxu was so angry that his eyes were bulging and bloodshot. He quickly comforted and said. Today is a good thing. If I only discovered this dog man and woman after obtaining a certificate, it would be too late to regret. Don't worry, Mom will find you a better one. Our family lives a prosperous life, making that Qin Huairu regret going for 8 lifetimes. Mom, you're right. Jia Dongxu suppressed his throat and said forcefully, afraid that one mistake might cause a burst of tears. I understand now. You were right before. When looking for a wife, you can't just look at her appearance, you mainly need to look at her character. Mom, please help me find it quickly. I want someone with good character. I want to get married quickly. Good, good. What a blessing in disguise. That's right. Jia Zhang comforted and said, Mom, go find the matchmaker and arrange for you now. As long as you believe in Mom's judgment, she will definitely find you a daughter.in.law who is 8 times better than Qin Huairu. When the crowd dispersed, Qin Huairu still lost her soul and clung there. Lin Jianguo couldn't help but say. Regret it, right? Hee. I'm angry with your dad. What are you trying to coax me with? Being kicked out of the house is also your fault. You deserve it. Unexpectedly, Qin Huairu's first sentence that came to her senses was. The water splashed out by the married daughter really deserves to be swept out of the house. Be good. She is truly Qin Huairu. The cerebellar melon seed spins so fast. You're planning to completely fall for me, right? I can't figure it out. What are you trying to get at me? Qin Huairu once again showed a flexible side. Didn't you say that? Appearance is combat effectiveness. I really appreciate your combat prowess. This Nima, it seems like I lost the battle, but why is it so comfortable? Dash. It doesn't matter if you make her nod with a mouthful. Let her be arrogant first, real cannon will call her destruction. Let's first solve the problem of food and clothing. Otherwise, I'll be hungry this noon. At this moment, Bugui shouted from inside the room. Boss and mistress, you guys keep an eye on me. I'll go catch some fish and come back. I'll make some fish soup for your mom to drink at noon. Speaking, Bugui walked out of the house with a fishing rod and a wooden bucket. Lin Jianguo had a brainstorm and planned to go to the riverbank with Bugui first. He now possesses full-level hunting skills, which also include various fishing techniques. Come with me. Lin Jianguo said, putting an down from his shoulder and holding him to Qin Huairu. Let's talk about everything else later. First, help me take care of my cousin. Provide you with food, accommodation, and salary. As for the salary, it depends on your performance. Qin Huairu naturally wouldn't refuse. She happily hugged An and asked about everything, and soon became acquainted with her. In no time, Lin Jianguo followed Bugui to Beihai Park. The sunshine is bright today, and there are quite a few people coming to fish. So many people fishing, it shows that there are abundant aquatic resources here. I should be able to catch a few big fish today. Lin Jianguo took a look and observed the trend of river topography. Then he picked a direction and rubbed his fists and walked straight over. No, you've all been following along. What's the purpose behind it? Hurry up and tell me. Bugui, who had been walking ahead, suddenly stopped in his tracks. If you two want me to help you establish a foothold in the courtyard, then you're looking for the wrong person. Anyway, I also read books of sages and my job is to teach and educate people. What is the second disease in Chinese medicine? Lin Jianguo glared at Bugui and couldn't help but say. I'll just make some fish. What kind of plane are you making? After speaking, Lin Jianguo left without looking back. Mang Fu. Rude. Are you just making a plane? You're just making a plane. Bugui muttered with a dark face all the way. Brothers, give me some data, it's time for the ball, Qingming outing in happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 5. Who has that leisure? Watch me take the initiative. You are listening at novelfull.audio. From the terrain, it is likely that there are shallow shoals at the bottom of the river in this direction. If the judgment is correct, there will be terrain such as gullies and soil ridges formed at the bottom of the water. This type of water has a complex underwater environment. If it's deep enough, it's definitely the place that big fish love to stay. Arriving at the riverbank, Lin Jianguo paced and carefully observed the water surface. The water flow reflected by the icing on the shore can roughly verify Lin Jianguo's conjecture. As for whether there are big fish underwater, the only way is to personally investigate. Sigh. You. What are you doing? Qin Huairu saw that Lin Jianguo had started taking off his clothes directly, which frightened her and she quickly looked around. The terrain here is open and there is no obstruction at all. Fishing enthusiasts and other fish are already too idle to catch a bite, watching and listening from all directions. How dare you mess around here? No, there are so many people here, you can't do this. Ah. I'll just go down the river to catch a fish. What does it have to do with more people and fewer people? What? Going down the river to catch fish. What do you think? No. Qin Huairu's face turned red and she said. On such a cold day, are you going down the river to catch fish? Are you sure you're not joking? That's for sure. Otherwise, like those idle people waiting for the fish to take the bait. I don't have that leisure. Watch me take the initiative. Lin Jianguo said and threw his clothes directly to Qin Huairu, starting to take off his pants. Oh my goodness. What is that person doing? Why did he take off his pants in front of a lesbian? A sharp-eyed fisherman was the first to notice the situation. With a cry of surprise, the fishing enthusiasts around immediately stood up and stretched their necks to look around. Bugui saw the familiar figures of the two big and one small figures in the distance, and his eyebrows immediately jumped. What is this little bastard doing when he takes off his pants in public? Do you defecate or act like a hooligan? When this is a deep mountain forest, do as you please without any hesitation. The scene of braving for love in the courtyard today is already enough to damage the reputation. If such a strange thing happens again, the reputation of the courtyard will probably spread throughout the entire neighborhood in no more than 3 days. Thinking of this, Bugui quickly threw down his fishing rod to stop it. Bugui is not the only one who wants to stop Lin Jianguo. A dignified old man near Lin Jianguo also noticed this scene. He frowned and looked at one of the young people next to him, speaking stiffly. Xiao Zhao. Go and see what's going on. Yes, General Luo. After Xiao Zhao responded, he angrily charged towards Lin Jianguo. General Luo is usually very busy, and this time he has been busy for 3 months at a time. After finally taking some time off to relax, someone dares to cause trouble for his elderly family here. Unforgivable. Lin Jianguo was nimble and agile, and by now he had only taken off his shorts. After being modified by the Constitution pill, he doesn't feel cold at all now. Qin Huairu has already turned her back. Lin Jianguo saw many people running towards this direction in the distance, only saying that they were here to watch the excitement. In an era lacking entertainment, anything new is always a hot topic. Ori give it. Lin Jianguo let out a plop and suddenly plunged into the river. Big cousin. Anan screamed in fear. Qin Huairu quickly turned around to check, only to see a red underpants on the rippling river surface. What an embarrassing situation. Tied too hard, my shorts didn't keep up. Lin Jianguo rolled in the water, lifted his foot with a spiral hook, and successfully carried his shorts underwater. Qin Jia, it's not good. I saw my cousin's waist wrapped in water plants. Anan said with a crying voice. I heard from adults that there are many water ghosts and aquatic plants in the river. If they get entangled, they won't be able to get up. What should we do now? Qin Huairu is almost going crazy. Anan is not afraid, it's okay. It's okay. It's not water grass, all the grass is green, right? That's also right. What's going on? Xiao Zhao arrived first and pointed to the river, asking. Catching fish. Are you catching fish in the rivers of this world? Are you dying? Xiao Zhao, who comes from a special forces background, doesn't know how cold and terrifying the river water is in this weather. Ordinary people will get cramps all over their bodies if they go down, and they will sink in a few minutes. Even he must have done enough warmed-up preparation to have the confidence to go into the water. Just now he saw it, that kid plunged directly into the water. I can't handle so much anymore, it's important to save people. Xiao Zhao has started warming up and preparing before going into the water. At this moment, Yan Bugui and others also rushed over. What's going on with Qin Huairu? Lin Jianguo is looking for a short-sightedness. No, he's catching fish. Catching fish. Catching ghosts is pretty good. Qin Huairu didn't say much, her mind is now full of Lin Jianguo's graceful fitness posture and aquatic plants. At this moment, a large bubble suddenly appeared on the water surface, followed by a large vortex. Look! Bubbles and eddies popped up one after another on the water surface, indicating a significant movement at the bottom. Immediately afterwards, a black shadow appeared underwater. A burst of water echoed, and Lin Jianguo lifted a big green fish to the surface of the water. The size of the big green fish startled everyone's jaws. Visually, it is over 1 meter long, with a base weight of 50 pounds. I've seen a big fish before, but I've never seen such a big one. Even these fishermen never thought that there were such huge goods in the Beihai River. Xiao Zhao, who is not fishing, naturally does not focus on the fish. The big green fish was tightly bound by Lin Jianguo's arms, no matter how fiercely it struggled, it couldn't escape. Leaving aside the freezing weather, how strong does such a big fish hold in the water? Is it something that ordinary people can catch? If it weren't for its high water resistance and strong arm strength, it would be extremely difficult to do this. Plus, with such low water temperature, Xiao Zhao asked himself, none of the three of them would be able to achieve this. Not to mention catching fish, we can't even catch up. Who is this young man with such strong strength? Xiao Zhao dared not make any unauthorized claims and quickly ran to report the situation to General Luo. General Luo was immediately amazed upon hearing this and wanted to go over and investigate. Firstly, when encountering such a genius, he was also very curious. Secondly, if the big green fish above 1 meter can be successfully caught, he will buy it. Recently, an old friend's family has added a great-grandson, and he is worried about what to give as a gift. Buy this big green fish, take out the green jade to make a fish startle stone ornament, dispel evil and avoid fear, and receive blessings and rewards. It's very appropriate. The two young people unanimously blocked it. Such unidentified dangerous individuals should not approach. Foolish. With such a watery nature, if he were an enemy spy, he would have secretly crawled over from the bottom of the water. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 6. Eating a fish for a year. Yan Bugui's Sour Purple. You are listening at novelfull.audio. When General Luo rushed over, Lin Jianguo had already dragged the lively green fish onto the shore. A group of anglers all opened their mouths wide and stared blankly. I haven't seen a big fish, can they still not catch a small fish? Not to mention a big fish weighing 50 pounds or more, it's just a small fish weighing 5 taels. When lifting from the water, just press your hands, okay? Such a big fish, even if they come ashore, they may not be able to hold it down. Lin Jianguo was dragged up so simply and cruelly. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, who would have believed it? Hero. Amazing. General Luo praised sincerely. He comes from a military background, what kind of person has he never seen? But with such great strength and excellent water resistance, and such a distinctive appearance, this is the one in front of me. Xiao Zhao and another young man beside him coincidentally exchanged a glance. The two of them have been following General Luo for several years, and haven't heard him praise him so much yet. Hero, do you sell this fish or not? Lin Jianguo glanced at General Luo and immediately noticed the calm and majestic aura in his eyes. Sell. How do you sell it? Listen to you. Oh. General Luo was taken aback at the words. Do you just believe me that way? Aren't you afraid I'll trick you? Not afraid. I already saw it, you're always discerning. Lin Jianguo smiled and didn't continue. General Luo knew, however, that this kid had already seen that he had a head, but deliberately didn't say it in front of everyone. To put it bluntly, it's called worldly wisdom, but to put it bluntly, it's called knowing the right balance and understanding progress and retreat. If it were an elderly oilseed doing this now, General Luo would definitely be very disgusted. But in front of me was just a young talent with little worldly experience. This made General Luo feel a little pleased in his heart. Okay. Since you believe me, I won't hide it from you either. The current market price of green fish should be similar to that of pork, but it's rare to see such a large green fish. I'll add a little more to your price, which is 70 cents per kilogram. This big green fish should weigh around 60 pounds. Even if you weigh 70 pounds, I'll just give you 50 yuan for the fish part. You won't be at a loss. As soon as General Luo said these words, a group of anglers became so envious that they flew up. A fish costs 50 yuan, this is blood earned. Nowadays, the average family's monthly food allowance is only about 5 yuan. This is a fish to eat for a year. Yen Bugui is skilled in calculation, and he understands this most clearly. He only earns 37.5 yuan a month now, and he only earns 50 yuan a day for a fish. Not right. I didn't even use this for half an hour. However, that's not all. General Luo continued to say. After calculating this part, let's continue with the Qingyu stone. Speaking, General Luo asked Xiao Zhao to hand over a delicate dagger, and with his hands up and down, he directly cut off the head of the green fish. With such decisive killing, Lin Jianguo immediately judged that this old man came from the military. General Luo took out the green fish stone after 3 strikes and 5 divisions. It's really not small. After being dried in the shade, it must weigh at least 5 or 6 yuan, which is worth at least 200 yuan even if it has value but no market. After murmuring to himself, General Luo said to Xiao Zhao. Take a total of 280 yuan to give to this young man. When these words were spoken, let alone others, even Lin Jianguo was taken aback. Is the big green fish so valuable? There are still 2 dormant ones at the bottom of the river. How about we salvage it together and make a big profit? Think about it and forget it. Rare things are precious, and having more may make them less valuable. Save it for now. Anyway, such a big fish, such deep water, no one can catch it except him. At this moment, other anglers are no longer envious. It's jealousy. It's hate. Yen Bugui's abacus was pounding in his heart, imagining how he would spend a small 300 yuan out of thin air. For a moment, Dell turned purple with jealousy. That. Xiao Zhao said awkwardly. I didn't bring that much cash when I went out today. I only have 200 yuan now. General Luo wiped his hands, handed Lin Jianguo 200 yuan, and then asked for his address. The remaining money will be sent by Xiao Zhao. After speaking, General Luo asked the 2 young men to pack up the fish and carry things to the car. As soon as he got on the car, General Luo asked Xiao Zhao. During your special training, could any comrade achieve something like Lin Jianguo? No. Xiao Zhao Zhangdingjie Railway. As far as I know, not only did we not have such a talented person in our special training session, but also in the entire training camp. Well, it's a good seedling. General Luo paused and said. Find someone to investigate him carefully later, the more detailed the better. Yes. Here, as soon as the jeep left, Lin Jianguo handed over 200 yuan to Qin Huairu for safekeeping, and then went down the river himself. The crowd gathered nervously, afraid that Lin Jianguo would catch another big green fish worth over 200 yuan. Fortunately, Lin Jianguo's trip to the river this time was just to wash his body and grab a chubby fish to cook lunch. Even so, the 10-pound chubby fish caught casually still stimulated a group of anglers. When Lin Jianguo comes ashore, puts on his clothes, carries the fish and leaves, they all immediately flock here to grab fishing spots. Several anglers fought fiercely just to grab a fishing spot. Among them is Yen Bugui. However, they didn't know that the ancient well bubo in the deep water layer had no mouth, and the small fish in the shallow water layer were already scared and ran without a trace. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 7. Jia Dongxu's salary is really high. More than I earned today. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Upon returning home, Lin Jianguo handed the chubby fish directly to Grandma Wang next door and asked her to help kill the fish. They cooked it together for lunch. Later, he took the two of them to the department store and made a big consumption. Each person has 3 sets of ready-to-wear clothing from the inside out. A new bed, all the new sheets and bedding are ready, and we will deliver them directly to our home in the afternoon. Passing by the grain and oil store, Lin Jianguo casually asked and learned that Qin Huairu was already a skilled cook, and immediately became a big buyer. There are many things to buy, and the shop owner needs to weigh the goods before delivering them to the house before or after lunch. Lin Jianguo, however, was not in a hurry either. The cleanest first wave of water in the bathhouse at this point should have already heated up, so it's time to take a hot bath. He's still holding his pants. Waiting for the 3 of them to come out of the bathhouse wearing new clothes together is refreshing. Especially Qin Huairu and Qiunan. Compared to the patched clothes before, Qin Huairu's overall temperament has taken a step up. Wet hair hanging by the red face, beautiful and delicious. Qiunan looks as if she has shed her skin, now clean and white, extremely cute, making people can't help but pick her up and kiss her little face. Returning home again, Grandma Wang almost didn't recognize the 3 of them. Her little granddaughter also seemed to have met a stranger, hiding and not daring to play with Qiunan. Fat-headed fish, Grandma Wang has already cleaned it up. Lin Jianguo asked Grandma Wang to go to the steel mill and called her son and wife back to have a good lunch together. Grandma Wang tried to evade everything, but couldn't resist and had no choice but to go. After Grandma Wang left, Qin Huairu put on an apron and started making fish. These days, Lin Jianguo has been eating without stopping. It's been a long time since he had any meat or fish. At first glance, the fish aroma made my mouth water instantly. Fragrant. The craftsmanship is really good. Before the words could be finished, the doorstep rang with a crisp, ding-ling-ling sound. Is Lin Jianguo at home? Lin Jianguo walked over and saw Yi Zhonghai holding his bicycle at the door. Master Yi asked me for something. Oh, it's like this. I heard about your relationship with Jia Dongxu and Qin Huairu in the factory, so I came back to inquire about the situation. This matter has spread now, and there are all sorts of things to say. If we don't manage it properly, it will damage the reputation of the courtyard. Can you give me some information about your relationship with Qin Huairu? Didn't you just move in yesterday? How did you get to know Qin Huairu? No comment. Lin Jianguo replied coldly. Yi Zhonghai was taken aback at the words. He is one of the rare 7th-level fitters in the Red Star steel rolling plant, and even the factory director respects him 3 times. The vast majority of people living in this courtyard are factory employees, and most of the affairs in the courtyard are handled by him. Not to mention a young boy like Lin Jianguo, even his uncle is still alive and dare not speak to him like this. Okay, then I won't ask. Yi Zhonghai smiled as if nothing had happened before and said. I won't say much about anything else, but from now on, you will be a member of our courtyard. Here, unlike in the mountains, we need to consider the courtyard more when doing things. The reputation of the courtyard has improved, which is beneficial to everyone. Otherwise, it won't benefit anyone. Lin Jianguo also learned from Yi Zhonghai and smiled, then said. If Master Yi is so scared, why not just move out of the courtyard and live there? It's nice to have each household in a tube-shaped building, and no one is next to each other. Yi Zhonghai didn't expect Lin Jianguo to have such a sharp tongue and a strong sense of revenge as a mountain girl. Think about it, let's forget it. Tearing a face with a little kid would be too expensive for him. Just understand what I mean, hee. After speaking, Yi Zhonghai pushed his bike straight away. Arriving at the courtyard, Yi Zhonghai went directly to the Jia family. Dongxu. Is this decadent? Why does a man suffer from having no wife? Yi Zhonghai glanced at Jia Dongxu lying in bed and said seriously. I came back specifically to tell you good news. Upon hearing this, Jia Dongxu suddenly came to his senses. Yes. That's right. After several experienced fitters' recognition, they unanimously believe that the workmanship level of the workpiece you submitted in the assessment has completely reached the level of a 2nd-level fitter. Starting next month, you can receive a salary of 25 yuan. How's it going? Do you have confidence now? Your upgrade speed is not only far ahead of your peers, but even surpasses me back then. You are the most promising engineer in our factory now. You can't ruin your future just because of a woman. With your potential, what kind of good woman can't be found? Thank you, master. Jia Dongxu jumped out of bed and grabbed Yi Zhonghai's hands, excitedly saying. I'm not decadent anymore. I'm full of confidence now. I'll go tell Qin Huairu about this now. I want her to regret it for a lifetime. Yi Zhonghai nodded without stopping. Just stop at a moderate level, don't make too much noise. Now rumors about you are spreading everywhere outside, it's better to completely distance yourself. Jia Dongxu nodded heavily and rushed out of the door in indignation. Yi Zhonghai didn't know, but in fact, Jia Dongxu still had a hint of fantasy in his heart, imagining that Qin Huairu would change her mind after hearing this news. Qin Huairu, I'm here to tell you some good news. Jia Dongxu said in a loud voice. I have been promoted to 2nd-level fitter today, and now my monthly salary is 25 yuan. I will be promoted to level 3 soon, and soon I will become an engineer. You will definitely regret today's choice for a lifetime. Qin Huairu. Didn't you hear me speaking? I heard. What are you shouting about here? Qin Huairu put down the spatula and impatiently said, Is a salary of 25 yuan per month very high? Putting aside the past, a monthly salary of 25 yuan is quite frightening. But now she's also someone who has seen big money. Very high, okay. 25 yuan per month, a full 300 yuan per 12 months a year. More than what I earn today. How about this last sentence being okay? After listening to the last sentence, Jia Dongxu was almost so angry that he didn't ascend on the spot. Seeking data, seeking collections, Qingming outing in happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 8. Jia Dongxu defeats. Angry marriage to Lu Yuhua. You are listening at novel full. Audio. What are you bragging about? Still earning 300 yuan a day. Wash your face and look in the mirror. Where do you look like someone who earns 300 yuan a day? TSK. I'll speak up for him, why is he still in a hurry? Lin Jianguo awkwardly said. City people are so impulsive that they can't understand people's language, right? What I'm saying is that I didn't make 300 today, okay? How dare you talk about 100? If you can earn 30 yuan today, I'll call you Dad. Upon hearing these words, Lin Jianguo quickly jumped up and said. Forget it. You're right. You're right. Can't I still do it if I'm wrong? Don't call me Dad. I'm afraid of losing my life. I'm so scared. No matter how well Jia Dongxu nurtures himself, he can't help but curse the street now. But at this moment, a guy rushed into the courtyard. Are Mr. Lin at home? All right. We'll move the goods for you now. Please take care to count them. As he spoke, a burlap carrying a large sack of burlap walked over with honk 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 honk. This is 100 kilograms of rice. This is 100 pounds of fine noodles. This is 100 pounds of corn flour. Going back and forth 7 or 8 times, I've exhausted my neck. Customer Lin, I have delivered everything worth 80 yuan to you. Please leave a fingerprint on your end so that I can go back and pay the bill. Jia Dongxu stood at the door and walked, not without walking. When he heard his buddy report the number 80, he felt his heart palpitating. Yi Zhonghai has been secretly paying attention to the movements in the front yard. At this moment, he couldn't help but feel curious when he saw that Lin Jianguo had bought such supplies in one go. As far as Yi Zhonghai knows, his uncle's family is already empty. Before his death, he asked him to sell the workstation for money, but he still stuck and didn't sell it. As for Lin Jianguo's situation, Yi Zhonghai had some understanding before. My parents have long been gone, they just rely on the mountains to make a living. Where did this cold guy get such money? If I don't make it clear today, I'll use this excuse to drive this Leng Tuqing out of the courtyard, saving him the trouble of flying around in the future. As soon as Yi Zhonghai appeared, before he could ask a question, he saw a young man rushing in at the gate of the courtyard. Here comes Xiao Zhao. Is Comrade Lin Jianguo at home? Hello Comrade Zhao. I'll come and give you the money. Here's 80 yuan. You keep it and buy your big green fish for 280 yuan. That's all for two. After finishing Xiao Zhao's task, he turned around and left. Jia Dongxu Leng is on the spot. Isn't Lin Jianguo really boasting? He sold a fish for 280 yuan. What fish is so expensive? A 280 yuan one. You really need to thank Lin Jianguo. Qin Huairu suppressed a smile and said. They just caught a big green fish weighing around 60 pounds, and it was bought by someone for 280 yuan on the spot. They don't want to make things difficult for you, otherwise you really have to call someone Dad now. You don't come. Burn your fish. Lin Jianguo is really afraid that Jia Dongxu can't bear to ask his father to cut his birthday for a while. His father Lao Jia estimated that he will ascend to heaven in the next 2 years. Qin Huairu was attacked and didn't take a breath, so she obediently continued to make fish. Seeing the two of them being indifferent, Jia Dongxu broke through the defense directly. Yi Zhonghai appeared now but could do nothing. Dongxu, stop pestering and hurry home for dinner. I'll go to work at the factory this afternoon if I have nothing to do. At this moment, Jia Dongxu had completely lost his heart and took the opportunity to follow Yi Zhonghai back to the courtyard. Dongxu, you really don't have to be like this. Yi Zhonghai comforted and said. Imagine, can he catch big fish every day? Don't lose your fighting spirit because of others. No. Master, I feel angry in my heart. Jia Dongxu is about to cry. Qin Huairu bullied me too much today. That wilderness villager had even worse luck, everything is overwhelming me today. I can't swallow this bad breath in my heart. Dongxu. Zhonghai said earnestly and earnestly. It's not that my master said you, in life and in doing things, we need to consider the long run. I just suffered a little bit of injustice today, and I'll repay it even more someday. He came from the mountains alone, how can he compare to you? You have the potential to become an engineer. It's not impossible to earn a daily salary of 300 if you achieve success and fame in the future. When the time comes, life will be infinitely beautiful, making Qin Huairu regret it. Lin Jianguo dare not breathe when he meets you, isn't it enjoyable? But when will that happen? Jia Dongxu gritted his teeth and said. I don't want to wait. I want to live better than her today. The two were talking when Jia Zhang returned. I don't know which unscrupulous ghost spread the rumors, saying that our family's Dongxu got engaged today and was turned green on the spot. Despite this bad reputation, the matchmaker didn't want to introduce Dongxu to anyone for a while. Dongxu can only wait for this marriage. Upon hearing these words, Jia Dongxu's face turned pale as death. Last night he hardly slept all night, his mind wandering all night with the beautiful dreams of sleeping beauties. Nowadays, there are rumors of being turned green, not to mention the chicken flying in egg beating. How can you stand tall and become a man in the future with a bad reputation on this street? He broke through the defense once again. Rumors are really a troublesome matter. Zhonghai frowned and pondered, saying. Have you seen Lu Yuhua from Workshop 7, Dongxu? It's Lu Cheng's daughter in our workshop. She just came to the factory as an apprentice and came to the workshop a few days ago to look for her father. Lu Yuhua. Jia Dongxu pondered for a moment and said, I have a slight impression, not too tall, with a round face. Yes. It's her. Zhonghai quickly said. I am familiar with Lu Cheng, and he has mentioned his daughter to me more than once. Good character, able to live a good life. She is now an apprentice who can enter the production line and has a salary. If you marry her, the young couple will be dual employees, with a combined monthly salary of 42.5. Moreover, once you obtain the certificate and get married, you can publicly claim that you kicked Qin Huairu first, which will at least save face. Zhonghai wanted to say more, but Jia Dongxu slammed the table and stood up angrily, saying. Master, there's no need to say more. If Lu Yuhua is willing to marry, I will marry her today. You don't have to worry about this. With my matchmaking skills and your natural talent, Lu Cheng will definitely agree to it in one fell swoop. Lu Yuhua is very obedient. As long as Lu Cheng nods, she will definitely not refute. Zhonghai said this and looked at Jia Zhang. Don't look at me. I have a good character, I can live a good life, and I'm still obedient. If Dongxu doesn't object, that's it. Okay. Dongxu, you can bring your documents directly to the entrance of the Military Control Commission and wait. We'll handle this matter as soon as we start work this afternoon. To prevent rumors from spreading to the ears of the Lu family's father and daughter, and to prevent any unforeseen circumstances. Okay. After Jia Dongxu finished speaking, he gritted his teeth and walked out with the prepared documents. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 9. Lu Yuhua. Entju Bajie. Seeking. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Not long after Zhonghai and Jia Dongxu hurriedly left the courtyard, Grandma Wang next door returned with her son and daughter.in.law to the courtyard. Zhang Danian is a fitter, with a dark personality but honest and sunny personality. He talks and laughs at everyone. My wife's name is Yang Mei and she doesn't have a formal job. She helps pick vegetables in the cafeteria of the steel rolling mill. He Daching is now the head chef, who can turn a blind eye and help her earn some benefits from the cafeteria to support her family. The couple have similar personalities and do not reject Lin Jianguo as their new neighbor at all. After a few pleasantries, the few people became familiar with each other. When Lin Jianguo learned that Yang Mei could make a profit in the cafeteria of the steel rolling mill, he couldn't help but feel a little surprised. In my impression, that dead fish Itidaching is not a person who loves to do good things. Curious about the situation, Yang Mei indeed avoided it and lightly smiled and evaded it. The matter is obviously not as simple as it appears. However, Lin Jianguo did not break the sand pot and ask to the end. Then, Yang Mei shifted the topic and said. Huairu girl, we just met Jia Dongxu on the way. He always criticizes you when he sees someone, saying he doesn't like you and kicked you. He's about to go and get a certificate from Yuhua now. Ah. Does he really say that? Qin Huairu put down the spatula and said indignantly. This person is really tasteless. It's clear that I don't like him, why not kick him? Our mother.in.law has already told us about this, so should you stop Jia Dongxu's situation, otherwise it will damage our reputation too much. This. Qin Huairu's gaze couldn't help but turn to Lin Jianguo. When Lin Jianguo heard the name Yuhua, he felt very familiar for some reason. Sister-in-law, who is this Yuhua? Zhang Danian took over the conversation and said. She is from our 7th workshop, and her father's name is Lu Cheng. He works in the same workshop as Master Yi of Zhonghai, and they are both acquaintances. Upon hearing this, Lin Jianguo suddenly realized with a clap of his hands. So it's that chubby guy. The original drama started in the 65th year, and at that time she had not married yet. Zhonghai originally wanted to match her with Silly Zhu, but Silly Zhu accused her of being the second aunt of Zhu Bajie. How can one imagine how foolish Zhu despises this person like this? At this moment, by chance, it was actually picked up by Jia Dongxu. Does Yuhua have to thank me? Lin Jianguo couldn't help but laugh when he thought of this. How does Yuhua look? Compared to Qin Huairu. That's really incomparable. Zhang Danian smiled and said, Yuhua is black and thin, not tall at all, there's no comparison. Oh. You're very thin. Isn't that right? Lu Qing values men over women and gives good food and drink to his sons. Yuhua has complained to people privately more than once about not being able to eat enough at home. I heard that she is striving to work in the factory early in order to have enough to eat. Lin Jianguo suppressed his laughter when he heard this. Now Yuhua has found the organization in advance. Jia Zhang, this fat woman, will definitely be very grateful for her great daughter in the future when she has multiple overweight daughter.in.law. Since that's the case, let Jia Dongxu do it. The external conditions are here. No need to say more. Who can't see who kicked who. Come on, let's hurry up and eat. Zhang Danian and his family expressed all their gratitude before they agreed to sit down and eat fish together. It's not easy to have a meaty meal these days. It's even more outrageous to generously invite the neighbor's family to eat and drink so much. Miss Huairu, your skill in making fish is really amazing. You need to teach me well another day. Qin Huairu proudly said, okay. I will teach young Jia seriously. Yang Mei was very careful and specially selected the meat without small thorns from the fish belly for the 2 children. 2 little ones indulged in a feast, their mouths full of oil, and it was incredibly enjoyable. Grandma Wang muttered while eating, good people have good rewards. She just instinctively felt sorry for Qiunan. She didn't expect to receive such a generous reward. It's really heaven's eye. Lin Jianguo smiled and said, Grandma Wang, where are you going? The days will get better and better. Good days are ahead. Grandma Wang. Okay. Ha ha ha. Everyone laughed heartily together. After dinner, Yang Mei helped tidy up, brush the pot, and wash the dishes. Zhang Danian started chatting with Lin Jianguo. Jianguo, your uncle's workstation at the steel rolling mill has not been sold yet. Do you want to work in the factory? Workstation. That's right. You came too late, and your uncle left without any explanation. He entrusted Master Yi to help sell this workstation. Master Yi kindly wanted to make more money for Qiunan, but the price was a bit high, so he hasn't sold it yet. Lin Jianguo listened with a cold smile in his heart. What kind heart can Yi Zhonghai have? Take this matter step by step, he wants to see what medicine is sold in Yi Zhonghai's gourd. Dinyan, what workstation did my uncle leave behind? Fitter. So he's in the same workshop as me. Oh, what level of worker did my uncle used to be? Lin Jianguo casually asked, but Zhang Danian mistakenly thought he was interested. Your uncle is already a level 4 worker, 37.5 a month. But if you want to inherit the position, you also need to start as an apprentice. The starting point for an apprentice is 17.5, and the amount you can earn later depends on your personal abilities. Before starting as a level 5 worker, you only need to pass the assessment. Starting as a level 6 worker, it also depends on your qualifications. Either you have a senior master's recommendation or you have accumulated enough work experience to participate in a higher level assessment. After a pause, Zhang Danian continued. If you choose to work, our institute has a natural advantage. Master Lu Haizhong and Master Yi Zhonghai from our institute have one level 7 worker and one level 6 worker. As long as they are willing to accept you as an apprentice, you will be so smart and upgrade quickly. Lin Jianguo just casually asked, he didn't really want to go to work. Even if I go, it could only be for a worker's identity. The disgusting thing of learning from Yi Zhonghai and Lu Haizhong is that he really doesn't even want to think about it. In the afternoon, after receiving the new bed, Lin Jianguo immediately adjusted the overall layout of the house. Qin Huairu and Qiunan slept by the east wall, while he slept by the west wall. In winter now, there are 3 layers inside and 3 layers outside the clothes, and the large 3-room is very large. The 2 beds are far apart, so sleeping in the same room together is not a big deal. Lin Jianguo plans to quickly find someone to divide the large room into 3 small rooms, so that he can also have some privacy space. When there are crooked thoughts in the future, there are also places to showcase them. The partition wall must be built with bricks, and the sound insulation must be strengthened. Ba Meng, give me some courage Qiming outing in happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 10. Appearance. There are many monsters in the courtyard. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In the evening, the old and young masters gradually returned from work. The courtyard is noisy and lively. Lu Haizhong accompanied Su Damao on a trip, and the first thing he did upon entering the hospital was to congratulate Yan Bugui. Congratulations, congratulations. Hey, what's wrong with you, old Yan? Why is your face colored? Hi, no need to mention it. There was something wrong while fishing this morning. Oh. Fishing for such a big fish today. Did you fall off this? Yan Bugui just smiled. In fact, there was a rare occurrence of the Air Force today. This fish was bought from the market when he returned. Thinking of it is all tears. Fortunately, at this moment, Jia Dongxu came over with a joyful expression to offer candy, which diverted their attention. Jia Zhang carried a bag of candy and went door to door, even Lin Jianguo didn't miss it, but only threw a candy. Qiunan wanted to eat, but was snatched and thrown away by Qin Huairu, afraid of being poisonous. In no time, Zhang Danian and his wife returned from work, bought wine and cooked vegetables, and gathered at Lin Jianguo to have another good meal together. Zhang Danian's family spent even more money on this meal than during the Chinese New Year, but his whole family was particularly happy. They all think that Lin Jianguo and his wife have good personalities and are worthy of deep friendship. This money is worth it. Lao Jia doesn't work at the steel rolling mill, but at a machinery factory in the west of the city, which is a bit far away. By the time he returned from work, it was almost dark. He didn't say much when he learned that his son had changed his partner to obtain a certificate. He has rarely inquired about family matters and just listened to Jia Zhang's arrangements. My daughter-in-law is busy working over the stove. His hands and feet were very numb, and Lao Jia couldn't help but nod as he looked at them. A table of good dishes is prepared, and the family sits together to cook. Lu Yuhua looked at the table full of delicious dishes and drooled, but remembered her father's teachings. Even if I starve to death tonight, I won't stretch out my chopsticks too much. But her stomach didn't listen and she let out a series of moans. Yuhua, why don't you eat it? Come on, have some meat. No. Lu Yuhua handed over the bowl. I tried a lot of stir-frying just now, and I'm already full. Now I'm burping a lot. Speaking, Lu Yuhua simply put down the bowl and said. Keep eating, I'll boil hot water for you. Seeing Lu Yuhua so diligent and sensible, Jia Zhang's face lit up with joy. Jia Dongxu looked at Lu Yuhua's slender figure and his heart gradually became hot. No matter what, she is also a yellow flower girl who has just turned 18. Jia Zhang saw that her son was no longer focused on eating, so she urged Lao Jia to eat quickly. After hastily finishing their meal, Jia Zhang followed Lao Jia for a walk to digest their food, and even locked the door before leaving. Of course, Lu Yuhua knew what was about to happen, but she deliberately went to tidy up the dishes. Jia Dongxu couldn't help but hug Lu Yuhua when he saw her pretentious and shy appearance. Lu Yuhua symbolically twisted a few times before letting him go. Under the eaves, Lu Guangqi, Silly Zhu, and Su Damao were listening with their cat sticking to the wall. Did you start yet? Su Damao is only 16 years old now, the youngest but most anxious. Shoo. There seems to be some movement. You all shut up, you can't hear me anymore. Adults turn a blind eye to the young man listening to the corner of the wall. After all, they also came this way. This is also a lesson in life, otherwise I wouldn't know what to do when I get married in the future. Not much time, wait for Jia Dongxu to eat dry and wipe clean. The bed sheets that should have been dyed have also been dyed, and Lu Yuhua has regained her energy. After a simple tidying up, she started to enjoy the food while it was still hot. Jia Dongxu's enthusiasm faded as he followed the sound of eating at the sea fortress. Under the dim yellow light, the shadow of Lu Yuhua casting on the wall was opening its bloody mouth. Lu Yuhua seemed to notice something and turned her head to look at Jia Dongxu, saying, I may already be pregnant with our child, I need to eat more for the sake of the child. Yes. It's about eating more. Speaking, Jia Dongxu sat up and smoked continuously. Just give birth to a son and name him Jia Gan. We'll all listen to you. Jia Dongxu smiled. He lit his cigarette and took a deep puff, then placed it by the bedside. Come here. Well, just take a sip of water and come. So, Jia Dongxu smoked half a pack of cigarettes in a row and completely turned off the engine. Is that all? Su Damao was extremely disappointed and said. Why didn't I listen to anything? What's the cost? Hurry up and leave. I was caught by Jia Zhang's family and cursed at your house. By the time Jia Zhang and Lao Jia sneak back, the table has already been cleaned up. She was in a hurry just now and still had enough to eat. She went out for a walk and felt a bit hungry. When she came back, she wanted to catch up. Lu Yuhua saw that Jia Zhang was looking around as if looking for leftovers, and pinched, saying, I may already be pregnant with a child, and I'm afraid the child will lack nutrition, so I'll eat all the leftovers. Are you stupid? I just got married, where did I have children? Jia Zhang's face changed again and again, but he endured it without getting angry. After all, he had just passed by today. Let's eat it now. Hurry up and wash up and go to sleep. We still have to go to work tomorrow. At this moment, Lin Jianguo has already closed the door. The wall team quietly followed the shadow and pasted it up. Lin Jianguo crawled into bed and took out his diary from the system space. I just met Lao Jia, and I never expected that Lao Jia would be a natural person. The amount of information in this particular thing is also too large. Lao Jia naturally rolls, Jia Dongxu does not roll, and Bang Gung naturally rolls. Obviously, Jia Dongxu is not Lao Jia's seed, stick memes are. So whose kind is Jia Dongxu? I'll go. Isn't it his master Yi Zhonghai? 8 or 9 never leave 10, Jia Dongxu's parents are still here. How could Yi Zhonghai train Jia Dongxu as a candidate for retirement at this time? If it were my own son, then all of this would make sense. Qin Huairu lay under the bed, peeking at the real-time updated diary, her heart trembling. P.S. Give me some data. Without any data, I'm in a panic. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th.